What's up, everyone? Hope you guys having a blessed day today. You're watching Audio and Nate Drop a podcast here on YouTube. I drop fresh content daily. Guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into this clip from CNN.
I'm not talking about the violence. We've already established that. What's the difference between that and Tim Walz saying, I get a kick out of it?
First of all, Tim Walz is a complete moron to me. I have to be very honest. And I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president.
Sure, Michael.
With that said, Elon Musk employs 80,000+ Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue on for another year. So I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. Will the company at some point have to decrease its workplace? Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys are saying, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer. I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this.
You know what, man? CNN, between Scott Jennings and Sir Michael Singleton, CNN is getting a lot of clips where they have gotten these actual really good Republican speakers like Scott Jennings and Sir Michael Singleton, man. Yo, man, I'm liking what I'm hearing, man. Let's get it.
This is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
I mean, obviously, the violence is completely unacceptable. And these people will go to jail. I mean, you can't burn a dealership and not get caught eventually and go to jail. But it is, again, the broader question here about has it crossed the line when people are sort of rooting for the failure of a company?
Well, first, let me say, until yesterday, I think I was one of the only Democratic elected officials to unambiguously condemn the violence and destruction against Tesla. I don't think you have to be tough on crime to do that. As you know, my grandfather is part of Gandhi's Satyagraha movement, independence movement. He said sabotage is a form of violence. I mean, this is not the best form of protest, and it's not the tradition. The second point is, I'm not going to root against Tesla. There are 20,000 people who work in my district who make a living off this. They're building electric vehicles that.
Yeah, I don't understand the idea of, Democrats, they always say, they're worried about the climate. Elon Musk has given the world an electric vehicle. And now Democrat extremists are burning an electric car and driving gas guzzling vehicles. What? I don't understand it. Like, if you were like someone that really cared about the environment, wouldn't you still be glad the guy's making electric vehicles?
Ultimately are good for the climate. I have huge problems with what Elon Musk is doing. Have the protest and the conversation and criticism of Musk. Don't take it out on a company where you have workers, where you have engineers, where you have scientists, which are creating wealth for the country, which is helping the climate. And I think Democrats have to be able to offer common sense perspectives, focus on what the problem is with Musk. Don't focus on the wealth of a company.
On the other side of things, here is what the Commerce Secretary, the actual Commerce.
I know that guy was a Democrat, but I agree with that. I agree with that. And there's several Democrat centrists that I actually look at and I go, I can see where they're coming from. Stephen A. Smith is one. He claims to be an independent, but he always votes left. I don't know. I think if you're, it's kind of like, he's kind of, I guess you would call Stephen A. Smith a Democrat centrist. But I like his stuff. I cover him a lot on this channel. This guy seemed like he had a pretty good head on his shoulders.
Secretary is saying on TV just tonight about a publicly traded stock. Listen.
I think if you want to learn something on this show tonight, buy Tesla. It's unbelievable that this guy's stock is this cheap. It'll never be this cheap again. When people understand the things he's building, the robots he's building, the technology he's building, people are going to be dreaming of today and Jesse Waters and thinking, gosh, I should have bought Elon Musk's stock.
I mean, isn't it a conservative principle that the government shouldn't be picking winners and losers?
Why don't we ask ourselves about the market? It's down 8 to 20%, depending on the sector you look at. Tech is down. Tesla's down. We're having a market correction. It happens every 18 to 20 months. And EVs are under pressure because of lots of competition, including from China.
Yeah.
And so there's a reason. It's not just the fact that it's a political issue around Doge.
Well, then
that
why
the
is
stock
Letnick
down.
saying? Why is he saying that if it's not about politics? He seems to think that it is, because he's saying,
I think it does have something to do with politics, but at the same time, I don't know if people are, these electric vehicles are very expensive. So, I mean, there's Democrats and Republicans and independents and libertarians that drive these vehicles, And the crazy thing is all these psychopaths are going out there in the world and keying them. It's absolutely insane.
oh, I'm going to use my platform as the Commerce Secretary to tell people how to buy and sell stocks.
Well, Howard's actually a private sector guy. He's well known.
I get that. He's got a government job now.
Right? There's merit to maybe having somebody that worked on Wall Street for that long in that position. But at the end of the day, when people say, oh, Tesla's down because it's a political problem, I think it's a market issue. And if it has great performance and they deliver cars and they make money, the stock will go back up like every tech stock. What about Boeing? That's even a bigger piece of crap.
Let me ask you, Kevin, because you're a business guy. You talk to all these business folks. Be honest.
Yeah, Boeing has had mad, terrible issues. That's the thing I hate sometimes about politics and people that are so hardcore on one side. Because, I mean, I don't care, man. I'm a libertarian. I lean to the right when it comes to financial situations, and I kind of don't care what anybody does in their personal life, when it comes to these social situations. And it's just crazy. It's like, Boeing has had so many problems with their airplanes. They've had doors fly off. Nikki Haley was involved in the committee there. I mean, you're talking about some crazy stuff that Boeing has had happen.
I mean, you look at Trump's policies, consumer confidence down from the lowest point in 2 years. One day tariffs, the other day not tariffs. One day someone's cutting something. I mean, aren't you hearing honestly that there's uncertainty in the business world? They don't know what the policy is going to be, and that this has
caused, very transparent guy.
That this has caused a lot of problems.
Why don't you wait till April 2nd to see all the tariff schedules in every country on earth? And at the end of the day, even the British Prime Minister called over the weekend saying, before we get to April 2nd, let me level out a little bit. Let's make a deal before you expose my tariffs on agriculture.
Yeah, but the market's moving faster, I'll just say. I cover advertising. Advertisers are already cutting budgets.
Yeah.
They're not winning.
Yeah, guys. So what did you guys think about that video? It seems like to me, we're all looking at this maybe from a different lens and whatnot. But you guys let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. I thought it was pretty wild. Some of the stuff that Tim Walz has actually said and done. I don't get it. When it comes to the tariffs, we're looking at them over here, trying to see what's going to happen. We've been following that really close. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about this video. You watch it on air Nick Driver podcast here on YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe to this channel, and share Nick Driver on your social media pages. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.
Bruh.